This episode is brought to you by the Retro Gaming Solution. Our friend Andy Griffith, no, not the one from Mayberry, is the man when it comes to building you a RetroPie gaming system on a budget. With dozens of console game systems available, as well as literally thousands of old school games that can all be placed on one small system. Let Andy build you the custom game system you've always wanted. Just head over to localstolegends.com, click on the Retro Gaming Solution link right over on the right side of the screen, and make sure you tell him that you heard about it on Locals to Legends Wrestling Radio.
Break yourself, fool!
Hello, everybody, and this is the Jackson Reaction Podcast with drunken Rose Jackson and Gene Jackson.
Who's not drunk? I'm driving.
No, he's driving because I'm drunk. Anyway, we just seen Dave Attell, and it was the most badass fucking comedy show I've ever seen. It's pretty good. It's better than when we seen him in Nashville. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it was very good. The girl that opened was very funny, and I'm not always a fan of female comedians. Call it sexist, whatever you want, but she was very funny. The feature act, Ian, I can't recall his last name. We'll find it online somewhere, but he was freaking hilarious. And of course, Dave Attell is the master. I mean, that guy. I mean, I've watched so much comedy and studied so much comedy in the last few years, and it's just crazy how funny he is, and with seemingly hardly any effort. Almost, he's the master of it.
And he is. I mean, he's like I don't know. He's like the best. Like, we've seen Anthony Jeselnik. We've seen,
Tom
Segura, Jim Norton, Doug Benson.
The list goes on and on.
I mean, we've seen tons of comics in the time that we've been going, and like Dave Attell is like my number one.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's the best thing?
What?
Not only that I got tore up on my birthday weekend, woo, but I got to meet Dave Attell.
You did, and he was very
I
nice.
did, and he was he's very nice. I think he doesn't like people though, because he crosses his arms.
Yeah, he's one of those people.
He's very anti-people.
Yeah, he does. He's not gonna put his arm around you and all that. But hey, at least he let us stand next to him.
Unlike
Pauly Shore.
Unlike Pauly Shore that put the chairs in front of us because he's a germaphobe.
Not just us specifically, everybody. Just to clarify that.
He's a germaphobe.
Yeah,
but
I think Dave Attell's got a little of that. I didn't try to shake his hand or anything.
And it's cool. I gotta respect that, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that because I mean he was, oh my god, like the set he did tonight was like 20 times more fantastic than when we front row seen him in
I
Nashville.
loved it in Nashville, but tonight was just even better.
It was like fantastic,
very funny man,
fucking tastic.
Anybody who aspires to be a comedian or just enjoys comedy, like, I suggest you watch as much of his stuff as you can, because he's just
oh my god,
the king.
Yes, he's the king. And I mean, yeah, his comedy's a little like, you know, odd or black.
Well, yeah, I mean, you
to
don't
some people, it's like
set the whole family down.
You don't want to set your mom down or your grandmom's, because like, oh my god, grandma would have a stroke.
Yeah.
She would have a stroke. Like, mama would have she'd slap you.
But there's not many comedians that we watch and enjoy that we would want to.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean,
with
dark
the whole
humor is fucking funny. I can't help it.
We're not gonna bring your dad to the comedy club anytime soon to watch any of our favorites. That's for sure. So.
My dad probably would have liked it, though.
Some of it, yeah, but it's still, it would be. I would think it would be uncomfortable for you.
Well, he would stop and go, "What?" He'd go, "What did he say?" Because he'd go, "What's jizz?" I'm sure. I had to explain that to my 84-year-old daddy. Jizz.
Nobody needs that. You don't know, though. He might explain.
You don't know.
I mean,
well, you know, and I don't want to know that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These are the things that I'm saying. I'm not saying he wouldn't find it funny or that he wouldn't get it. I'm just saying it's not conversations you want to have on the way home with your father or anyone in your immediate family. Unless you're one of these people that have these weird relationship with your folks where you talk about nasty shit, and that's
and I don't. I mean, I cuss in front of Dad like
that's different.
I throw the F-bomb down every now and then, and he'll correct me sometimes to say, "What'd you say?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Freak," and then he'll start laughing. But, like, you know, and I'll throw a son of a bitch in there every now and then just to see his reaction.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it's just, that's just the relationship me and Dad have, you know. But it's just...
Well, I dropped an F-bomb from my dad a few years ago, and now that's just how we roll, you know. Not when everybody's in the room, but, like, once everybody goes to bed at night, we're just there talking. It's pretty rough.
Well, it's kind of like me and my dad. This was just me and him. It's, you know, the MFers and the fucks and the everything else come out. And sometimes he'll correct me and go, Rosemary, what'd you say?
Yeah.
And I'm like, mother freaking, you know what? And he'll start laughing. But, I mean, Dad's cool, you know, to be 84, and, you know, he is a little stuck in the time frame of the 50s, but, you know.
He's the man.
He's cool. My daddy's cool.
He is.
But, so...
We're going to go see him tomorrow, so.
Yeah, I'm going to go visit Dad.
So, we're celebrating your birthday this weekend. Your birthday's not until Tuesday.
Yeah, well, you know, I hate it when your birthday falls in the middle of the week, because that's what are you going to do on a Tuesday? That's bullshit.
So, today we took you out to the Second Charles, which you're a big fan of. Tell everybody what you found at the Second Charles.
Oh my God. I got the Jaws pop vinyl. I got
the special one.
The special one with the oxygen tank in his mouth, which is cool. I got Chief Brody to go with him, because you can't have Jaws if you don't got Brody. I mean, with a chum bucket. With a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. I mean, that's like the greatest.
That'd be pretty pointless.
And then you bought me the most awesome Ghostbusters pop collection. It's got Peter Venkman. It's got
AKA Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, okay. Peter Venkman. It's got Egon, Harold Ramis. Okay. And it's got the little green dude, Slimer, in the middle, and they've got him in the stream.
Yeah.
And
they didn't cross him.
They didn't cross him, because that's bad. You never cross the stream. Okay? So they got him up in the stream, and it's like, oh my God, it's the most awesome pop vinyl collection ever. I love it. And so, like, I gotta, like, clean out, like, 5 shelves for all these things. I got no room. I got pop vinyls out the ass now.
Yeah, so it's weird because we haven't gone pop vinyl shopping in a while. And so before we headed out today, you know, you had said, well, we're going to go look at pop vinyls, but, you know, I'm running out of room. We're not going to go buy a bunch, but it's only if they have Ghostbusters or Jaws and you named off a few different ones.
I did like that.
They had every goddamn one.
I did like that Crash Bandicoot and his little nitro cart, man. That thing was badass, but he was $30.
That's insane.
Like, that is insane. It's just Crash Bandicoot. Like, okay, $19.99 like Jaws, you know? I mean, yeah, he's Crash Bandicoot and everything, and I got the fake Crash Bandicoot, which is pretty cool, you know. But
so
I don't know. I may have to go back and get him at some point.
Yeah, we will when we're in a little better.
Because Crash Nitro Racing's like my game. I love it. Love it.
So let's backtrack for just a second, because we just dove balls deep into this episode without much explanation.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm drunk. I don't have any context. My bad.
Anybody who's heard these things when you're drunk, they understand.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I hope they do. So
we haven't done one of these in a really long time. And we talked about, on the way to Huntsville, that's where we've been, maybe bringing the podcast back, because we've got some things to talk about. Because besides what you got today, your Jaws and your Ghostbusters and your Dave Attell comedy show, also got as people know that's been on our Facebooks, the retro video game system with over 10,000 games.
10,685 to be exact.
Being exact, that's exactly what you got. So, what we're going to be doing this podcast, as we play these games, we're going to be doing podcasts that we'll record while we play the games. We'll be giving our reviews of the games, as in how we remember them from, in some cases, 30 years ago or more, 20-something years ago or more, how they, hold up today, all that sort of thing, which I think will be fun for some people. Like I say, there's just a never-ending supply of games, and spoiler alert, we heard from our buddy Andy today, and we might be getting a bunch more games, maybe doubling down on the amount of games.
Like, double down, like 22,000.
Which is just
do you know
insane
how many quarters that is?
God, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So we've been playing this thing for a couple of weeks now, And the great thing about, we, like I say, anybody that's followed us on Facebook and all that, we've kind of described there's over, as it stands right now, we got over 2,000 arcade games, nearly 3,000. It's like 2,800 and change. And then, of course, you got your Super Nintendo, your PlayStation, your Sega Genesis, your regular Sega Master System,
your Famicom, your Super Famicom,
N64,
Atari 2600, 7800, 5600.
So all this shit, a lot. But the cool thing to me is the arcade games, because you hit select and it's just like you would have put a quarter in there when you was a kid. So me and you together have beaten Double Dragon. We've beaten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Both Ninja Turtles.
Both sets of Ninja Turtles.
Both, 1 and 2.
I've beaten WWF Superstars, WWF WrestleFest. And to think of all the quarters that would have took us to do that besides getting select, we could have bought this game system just for the money we've saved on the
I
game
can tell
play.
you alone the time at the skating ring I spent in the just stacks of quarters that I piled into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Yep. Like, just to beat the first one. Like, I mean, insane amounts of money, man. I mean, like, my whole allowance for, like, weeks and weeks on video games. I'd go to Aladdin's Castle and drop, like, $20 a fucking week in that thing. And I wouldn't even get halfway through half the games I played. Like, this is like, oh my God, like, you have no idea how fantastic it is to hit that select button and get, like, unlimited 20, 30, 50 credits and play, like, Capcom versus Marvel and beat the shit out of everybody. Oh, my God, I fucking love it. Like, I have to say, the arcade versions that we got, the whatever that's called, the MN, whatever.
MANE, which is...
Yeah, MANE. That is, like, oh, my God.
Something emulator or something.
Yeah, it's like Midway. It's like all the arcade game versions, and I love that. That is have to be probably my favorite besides the 64 games.
For people our age, maybe people much younger than us, and maybe people much older than us can't understand. For people in our age group, from the people who I'd say who are in their 30s up to their mid 40s right now, if somebody would have come back in a time machine and said to you when you were around 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, that range, and said, there's going to come a day where you're going to have a little box next to your TV the size of a miniature Nintendo, and it's going to have almost 11,000 games on it, pretty much every game that you like right now, and some you haven't even thought of yet, in your living room to play for free anytime you want. What would you, you wouldn't have believed them. You wouldn't have thought the technology would ever come around to make that a reality. That's
hell no. I'm telling you, there were many times at Aladdin's Castle, and I know there's people that probably know us. They're like, what the fuck's an Aladdin Castle?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Aladdin's Castle back in the day was like Chuck E. Cheese without the ball pit and the good pizza. Yeah. Like, all you had was just video games, and it had the coolest fucking video games.
Video games, air hockey,
and like the little grabbing machines and all that shit. And I used to play my main games. I went and played, and I remember a lot of them. And I'm gonna play some of those: Spy Hunter, Pole Position, Mrs. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat, Capcom versus Marvel, the Ninja Turtles, Double Dragon. I can't even tell you how many weekends I spent in that place. Mama would drop me off the minute that thing opened at 9 o'clock, and I would stay all day, and she'd come pick me up at the end of the day. Like, it was the greatest thing ever. And back then, you didn't have to worry about that. You just drop the kids off at the mall, and they was safe.
Yeah.
Wander
around all day.
Yeah, you wander around. Go down to Orange Julius. That's right. Get you a corn dog. Get you an Orange Julius. Go back, play some more games. That was my weekend. That and the skating ring was my weekend. And I feel bad. Kids nowadays, they don't. I know it ain't popular with kids now. They do different. I guess they got different things going on. You got electronics, cell phones.
You can play games
computers,
that are 10 times more complex than anything we played in the arcade on their mother's phone.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not special to them to be able to go somewhere.
Well, I know, and they'll never know that nostalgia that we had as kids in the 80s and 90s.
That excitement of going in there and seeing what new game they have. Or you can be able to get on there and play it, or is there too big of a line, you know?
Or getting your crusty dollars to go through the machine to give tokens.
Oh, God, yes. Cussing.
The dollar to keep flipping out.
The worst cuss words you ever say as a kid is when that damn dollar won't go in there and get you change. And people are lining up at Mortal Kombat or, you know, WrestleFest or whatever.
Yeah, and you gotta wait like 2 hours to get to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're so amped up, you kick the shit out of the little bastard you have to play when you finally get on there. You got next, damn it, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, you know, when you sit around with your friends, you're a kid, and talk about, you know, if you ever won the lottery, if you became rich, or as, you know, or 2 months ago with your coworkers, if you get your Make-A-Wish money, but that's another podcast altogether.
Don't make me laugh. I gotta pee, and I've been drinking,
right,
so it's pretty bad.
A very serious podcast.
Yes, it's got to be very serious.
But you know, I remember saying, man, if I ever won the lottery, if I become rich when I'm older, I'm going to buy a WrestleFest arcade machine. I'm going to buy a Mortal Kombat arcade machine. All these arcade games I wanted to buy, which are usually, you know, $1,500, $2,000, sometimes more, sometimes less. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to win the lottery. For under $300, we've got all that in our living room now.
And look, I'm not knocking the people that have those. I mean, because that's the thing that, like, there's places here in Huntsville that have, you know, machines like that. You go in, you pay, you can play the old pinball machines, you can play the old Atari games, different things, you know, nostalgia, retro. But and like, we've got a retro, you know, Super Nintendo and an NES, old school Nintendo. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, shit, we got PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I mean, one time I had a Dreamcast, I had an Xbox, I had a GameCube, I had, you name it. I mean, a Sega. I had every game there was, every gaming system. And I mean, some of them I still have. I've still got a Game Boy. I have Game Boy, you know, Advance. It's just, if somebody can give you a system that has every game you ever wanted in it, why wouldn't you take it?
Yeah. So we're not trying to make this whole podcast a commercial for our buddies' gaming systems.
Well,
but just, making you understand, like, how cool this is for us. Like, you know, this was kind of both of our, you know, birthday presents to each other. And, you know, like we've sat and talked about since before and after we got it, you know, if we had woke up one morning and got the notion of, you know, we want to collect all these gaming systems and collect all these games, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a quarter of what we're able to play. And I understand, for most people, it's about the collection. It's about having the, you know, I get that. It's different.
And I was there one time.
For our,
I was there one time.
Yeah, for what we want to do.
But for what I want to do now,
this is freaking perfect.
I mean, it is. It really is. And I mean, I know there's people that, you know, I'm on that Nintendo whatever gamer list on group on Facebook, and, you know, they shit all over retro pies.
That's fine.
And,
you know,
I feel bad because, I mean, these people, you know, they're hardcore gamers, maybe far more hardcore than me ever.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, I just see it as, it's an evolving thing, because as we progress and we get older and, you know, years go by, technology is going to make it to where everything is going to be accessible on just one little hard drive.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, music's already that way. I mean, you've pretty much made CDs obsolete.
Yeah.
You know, people only buy vinyl for nostalgia reasons.
And that'll fade away again.
It'll fade away eventually.
Sooner rather than later. Yeah.
I mean, I know people that collect vinyl, and hey, man, I ain't got no problem with that. I'd like to start doing it myself.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that, you know, hey, I know nothing's like vinyl. And there's a certain feel and a certain sound that you get with vinyl you don't get with digital.
Right.
And I get that, and I can appreciate that as a music lover. But for simplicity's sake, if I can go download, I just went and downloaded every Tool album Tool has, like in 5 minutes. Do you know how tremendous that is for me, seeing as Tool is one of the last people that ever...
the last holdouts on, we're not going to...
ever put their music on a digital platform.
You can't fight the system forever. I mean, if you want your stuff to be out there, and your fans to be able to, have access, you got to go there. So.
Hey, and I was one of the people willing to pay, $30 for a CD.
Yeah.
I did it for years. And do you know how tremendous it was to wake up, Friday morning and be like, holy shit, I got every Tool album ever. Oh my God.
I've seen a lot of people saying it was like Christmas morning.
It was like fucking Christmas, man. Fucking Christmas. I played the whole Anemia album all the way to work, all the way through work. Like, I played it like 3 or 4 times in the course of the weekend. I feel like I'm going to do 10,000 Days maybe tomorrow, and I'll blast it through probably Wednesday. Just, it's like tremendous to me. Like, just right there, every song I want to hear. And it's awesome.
So for anybody that's listening to this, it's just kind of giving you an idea of what to expect if you listen more in the future, and we hope you do. We got this gaming system. We're going to be playing and reviewing all these different games. Rosey and me collect these pop vinyls. We'll be talking about collecting those. I obviously still collect all my wrestling figures and Coliseum videos and stuff like that. So we'll cover some of that as we get them, and maybe go back through the room and talk about some of those and tell the story of how we got them and different stuff like that. And we'll talk about these comedy shows we go to and concerts. We still got some stuff to go back and talk about during this time that we weren't recording the podcast. We've seen Metallica. Rosey went and saw Tool with our buddy Insane Lane. We went and saw the Pink Floyd Laserlight show. We went to quite a few interesting wrestling shows. So as we put episodes out, we'll go back and touch on a lot of those things. And if you're a listener, contact us on Facebook if there's something you want on the show, or something a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, or something you can recommend, game-wise, movie-wise, comedian, anything like that. We'll check it out, and then we'll come on here and talk about it. So,
and hopefully the next episode I won't be like tore up from the floor up.
Pretty sure you won't be. I don't think we'll make it a habit of you
getting
shithoused.
No, I only get shithoused on my birthday. My birthday weekend, you got to get shithoused. And now
nobody told me I missed out on my birthday.
Well, I'm sorry, and now that I ain't got a gallbladders, it makes it like worse because I can take 2 drinks and it goes straight to my liver. So
everybody knows when you ain't got a
gallbladders, it goes straight to the liver. So there you go, no filter.
No filter, much like your vocabulary when you're drunk. And
I'd like
a few of these. We've had one of these leaving the comedy club where you were shithouse drunk. We've had a couple where you were on.
You and Neil recorded one and I puked.
Yeah, there was that.
that was when we went and seen
Andrew
Dice Clay. Yeah.
It was pouring rain.
I couldn't help it.
So me and Neil's trying to record a podcast. The windshield wipers are loud as hell, and then all of a sudden,
hey,
and that's how the podcast ended. Actually,
look, I was on pain medicine. I was on pain medicine, and the mix of the alcohol and the pain medicine made me sick.
Yeah, so
and I couldn't help it. I don't ever throw up. I don't ever throw up, but that just happened. So
it turned into a what do you say?
Shitstorm.
Safety, community, not community service, but public service announcement for not drinking and mixing your pain pills.
Yeah, don't mix pain pills and drinking. So, it's not good. But
yeah, you remember I recorded one where you were really effed up on pain pills because of.
That was when I was talking about Pokemons that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole episode you were.
Yeah, that's when I was battling kidney stones.
Yeah.
That time, it was pretty bad. I remember that I was talking about catching Pikachus and stuff.
There's no recorded audio of me ever drunk.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably a good thing.
It's probably a good thing from all the stories I've heard.
You've never been around for any of it. Come on.
Maybe a little, but not nothing like no lampshades or blue dogs.
Not the fun stories. But you've seen a little bit of it here and there. I was made aware that recent years when I get drunk, I suddenly turn into Dave Chappelle as Rick James.
Yeah, he does.
Was not aware of that until it was pointed out to me, and then the next time I got drunk I realized, oh shit, they're right, I do.
He does. It gets really loud.
That's right.
He does that. He'll call people bitches.
When I became
It's
aware of
pretty
it, Rosie pointed it out when we were like at her friend's house one time, and I didn't really notice it then. But then the next time,
He kept yelling, "Drink up, bitches!"
Yeah, really,
Drink
really
up.
drunk. We were at a after party for a Pro South show. There was all these different wrestlers there, and the Jakara guys were there from Pennsylvania.
Oh, it was
And,
embarrassing. Yeah,
it's
man.
one of those times. It's one of those drunken times where you kind of step outside yourself, kind of like you're just watching this all unfold. And I remember like I was hollering at somebody. Maybe it was.
I think it was Big Toon.
Might have. I don't think he was there, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, was he?
He was
I
there.
don't know, but
Yeah.
anyway.
It's sad. I'm drunk, but yet I can remember
Yeah,
stuff.
And right in the middle, I stopped and go, "Oh, I get it now. Yeah, I do sound like Dave Chappelle doing Rick James," but I couldn't stop it. But yeah, that was a fun night for some.
Well,
that's when.
And I'm starting my inebriation's starting to wear off a little bit.
I can tell.
I'm a little not drunk right now, but my throat is very sore from screaming at David Tell. So, that's where I'm at. I sound kind of hoarse, but I am a little tipsy too. So.
There's comedy shows we go to that there's spells in each. Oh, it was funny. You laugh real hard for a few minutes and then it kind of tapers off, and then you have a few good jokes and tapers off. But like, I laughed my ass off from like the minute he opened his mouth on stage. Like it was, it never let up. It seemed.
The funny thing was about this concert, I've never had anybody really slip me their phone number. I had some dude write on a napkin. He didn't slip me his phone number. He slipped me office supply tips.
I couldn't read what the hell. I didn't know what he had slipped you, but it looked pretty dorky, so I wasn't too concerned. But
it was pretty funny because the first comic that came up, she mentioned something about people that worked in an office.
Yeah,
and people sitting at a desk all day. And so I'm like, yeah, I do that. And the guy across from me was like, yeah, I do too. Right on. And so he grabs a napkin and he writes on it, "Get the purple cushion, it's the best." And he put, sincerely, I don't know what his name is on it, but he put it.
Dude across the table.
Yeah. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, nice. So I put it in my purse. And I didn't show it to Gene, so I know he's thinking, that dude just slipped her his phone number. And I'm thinking, no, honey, it's an office supply order.
I knew it was something along those lines just based on your response, but I couldn't make it
I just thought that was really funny that I got a dude sent me a napkin, not with his phone number, but office supply tips.
Well, thank God when they started talking about sex toys later, he didn't write you another one. Like, oh, you got to try the,
that would have been too wild.
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate, but yeah. Anyway, fun show. There was a strange table of people who called it all night from all the comics.
Yeah, they did.
They took it well. They played along, so it was funny.
Yeah, it was great. And I'm glad we got to meet him afterwards,
yeah, that was
man.
Super cool because he's one.
Like,
I had heard he's not sociable, which we saw that, but and shout out to our friend Jonathan Craig who helped make that happen. We probably wouldn't have got a chance to if it wasn't for him letting us stay behind after pretty much all the other
everybody left.
Patrons had left. So kudos to him for hooking that up because he knew it was Rosie's birthday celebration, and also kudos to him for he made sure we got a seat right up front.
Reserve seats.
Literally 2 feet.
Fucking awesome.
2 feet from him the entire show.
Which, when we sent him in Nashville, we said...
We did, but
we
had
at
to
stage.
we had to get in line at
2 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
It was
for
2 o'clock at
8 o'clock show to stand in line to get those seats, too. So these were the last, couple of people to walk in and walked right in and got our name was on the list. And we walked right in.
People are shitty. People are absolutely shitty we get in line with. Like, I just shake my head at how shitty people are in public. Like, you got people making out in line like there ain't other people in line.
Yeah.
And, dear God, man, I was about to puke. Did you see that? You seen that, right?
Oh, God, yes, I see. That's why
that woman had her tongue down that dude's throat. It's like, oh, my God.
He looked 20 years older than her.
He did. He looked like he was 72, man. She looked like she was like 40.
We always see some weird shit like that whenever we're in line.
It's gross. And then the people in front of us, man, this chick looked like she was 18, and that dude looked like he was about 45. And he's trying to act like he's Mr. Know-It-All asshole with his fucking loafers on.
And then his friend showed up, and he was exactly the guy that you'd expected to show up to be this guy's
exactly.
friend. As he yelled to him over the phone, yeah, just come on up here and get in line with me and come through the door. So this motherfucker cuts in front of us. which ordinarily I wouldn't have been happy about, but all the while I'm knowing we've got a table up front, so fuck it, everybody can cut. I don't give a fuck.
Really.
We're set. But that dude was such a douchebag. Like, oh my god! Like, of course this guy's here, and of course he's in front of us because he is a raging fucking douchebag.
Oh yeah,
Just
smoking his cigarette, blowing it all in everybody's fucking
Hell
face.
yeah.
I turned one time and got it right in the fucking face, and I'm like, I understand if you smoke. Okay, that's fine. That's your business. If you smoke, I ain't got no problem with that. I got a problem with you being a fucking asshole about it. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Like when you're an inconsiderate prick, blowing smoke in people's faces and fucking butting your ashes all over them and shit. People that don't smoke or maybe have fucking allergies like me, and that's probably why my fucking throat feels like it's closing up.
Yeah, well, that and David Tell started smoking on stage.
That's true, he did. And hey,
I started coughing.
yeah, I mean, I can't, in my older years, I used to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
So, I don't down anybody for smoking. I did it, But, like, nowadays, my allergies are so bad. Like, I have to take allergy pills, like, every day. And smoke is not one thing that I can really stand anymore. And, like, even people that vape, it's like, they're annoying, too. It's like, they puff the shit out, and it smells like blueberry waffle piss, and it's blowing in your face.
We were standing in line at that GCW show a couple of Sundays ago, and this bitch in front of us is blowing that shit out like a goddamn train in front of us.
Oh,
rudeness. It's weird, like, smoking indoors has become one of those, like, all this other PC shit that is out there, like, you can't say this word, you can't say that word, but, like, it's become so, like, it's shocking. Like, to see, when he pulled out a cigarette, I'm like, he's not going to light it, he's just going to hold it in his mouth like he did on that Netflix special. But now he lit it, it's like, like, I don't think you could be any more shocked if he pulled his dick out. Cause it's like, oh, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
But he's the fucking headliner. He can do what the fuck he
But
wants.
I have to say, though, I love, and there's people that are going to hate on this, and it's because I'm a non-smoker. I love that there's a smoking ban in clubs now.
Oh, yeah.
Because me, as the non-smoker, I love it. I can enjoy the show and not have to cough to death.
Oh, yeah. It's
and in restaurants, I can enjoy my meal without a side of fucking smoke. So
no doubt. But those lines are always interesting because there's always some really old dude making out with some young woman, and then you pointed out, but I've always noticed it. Like these girls show up at these comedy shows.
Dress like hookers,
these little
man.
Short dress on, their tits hanging out. Like, who are you taking home? Like, who do you think's going to
like anybody wants to take David Tell home? Really? I like David Tell.
It don't matter from David Tell to Pauly Shore to Chris fucking Kattan. Like, it don't matter who it is we go see. That every show's like that.
I don't know if it's just the fact they're coming to a club and they're hoping to hook up with somebody. Maybe that's it.
And a lot of times they're with, like, almost every girl tonight that was in some sort of short dress or dressed like a hooch was with a guy.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And they even mentioned from the stage, like, how every woman was with somebody tonight. It wasn't any single women except that one chick that yelled out. But
it's probably bullshit.
Yeah, I'm sure they were playing. But I'm just saying, like, that's weird to me, too. Like, all right, you're already with somebody, so why are you dressing like you're trying to pick up? Other than, I guess, just showing off, like, hey.
I'm a conservative woman most of the time. My boobs don't hang out, my butt don't hang out. I try to be somewhat conservative. But, there's nothing wrong with looking nice, dressing sexy, going to the club.
Yeah.
Whatever, I've been there. I've been to the club. I did it as a single chick. And you want to dress to a style that you attract men, maybe, that's the thing, but, like, you don't want to look like a fucking 350 hooker that goes, me love you long time, 350. Literally there was a woman that, like, I think her skirt was right above her fucking ass cheek. It's like, oh my god, like, who are you here for,
And she was hugged up next to some dude the whole time. So it's like...
hey, if you're a dude and you're okay with that, then fine.
I'm not gay or anything. I'm not down in women who dress like that, I mean, whatever. But it's just kind of, I don't know. I just don't know what the intent.
A comedy club.
Is. Yeah, the comedy club. Like if you're going out to a club, fine. But like comedy club, like I don't know.
And maybe they're going out afterwards. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know,
Maybe.
shit.
More power to them.
But I don't know. What I found more funny was the fact as we're going through line, I looked down on the ground. There's like all these vodka bottles and shit,
yeah,
and I'm like, man, shit, people got shit housed out here waiting in line. Like,
well, you've seen those prices; they can't afford to get shit housed.
well, yeah, they get shit housed outside. But I mean, shit, our tab was like $70. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
I had a spray.
yeah, you had a Sprite. I had 2 vodka tonics and a beer. So yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are.
So, God, can you imagine how much it would have took to get me?
Shit,
Trash
$80 just for you, or more. I don't know. And those drinks are pretty stout that they make. I have to say, I mean, it tasted okay.
It's watered down shit, that's for sure.
No, it ain't the watered down shit. They put the legit, like, it was gin and fucking vodka. I could taste the gin. And usually you taste gin. I mean, you can taste it over vodka. There's a lot.
Tell you another thing we're going to talk about here on the Jackson Reaction Podcast, and maybe at some point we can get Neil Taylor on here with us to talk about it with us since he was there. We're going to talk about our trip to Carrollton, Georgia, where we got to go and see where In the Heat of the Night was filmed.
Oh.
People have already seen the pictures on Facebook, a month or two ago. But we'll get out here and talk about it because we were all pretty enthused about it. I guess me and Neil were probably more enthused than you were, but you still were pretty happy about it too.
Oh yeah, because I mean I grew up watching that. Everybody grew up, stayed at a grandma's house, grew up watching In the Heat of the Night.
Binge watching the hell out of that show because as some people know, I have been sans employment for a couple of months, so I've been watching just binge watching 2, 3, 4 episodes in the Heat of the Night every day with my buddy Smokey and Roxy. BB didn't really seem to dig it that much. She went downstairs, but
That's her cats.
that's her cats. So yeah, I've got to spend a lot of quality time with them the last couple months. They're going to be pretty bummed out Monday when I start my new job. I didn't quite finish the whole series in the Heat of the Night. I'll have to get that finished up eventually, but yeah, the kitties are, or at least Smokey anyways. I got it. I got this drunkie.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want you to miss the turn.
Yeah.
Because, like, I got to pee really bad.
Well, that's
so,
nice to mention on
just saying.
the show there.
Like, I need to get home,
That's
like,
what people tune in to hear.
now.
Yeah. So, on that note, I guess it's time to
Wind it
wrap
down.
up or take it home, as they say in the wrestling ring. Anything else you would like to mention or anything you want to tease for future episodes maybe coming that people
Well,
can look forward
you
to?
know, this is the month of August.
It is.
You know what comes up after August, don't you?
September?
No, the month after that.
October?
October.
Oh,
Do you know what October is?
No, I have no idea. What's
Woo, we got to get spooky with it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's October.
That's right.
You know, October 1st through 31st, Halloween movies, one a night till
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
And you know what we have since we got all these glorious video games?
We got some
We got some rather rare Atari 2600 gems
Yes.
that I would like to play and introduce to everyone.
controversial
Oh, yeah, it was a huge,
horror video games.
huge
Or-
controversy back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and when you see the graphics, it's like, oh my god, like really?
Yeah.
Like, it's
We
bad.
won't spoil it.
I won't
Whoa,
spoil it. What was that?
Animal?
What
I don't know.
was that? That wasn't a cat.
It was a big cat.
No, that was a fox.
Alright, well,
I think it was a fox.
I don't know. It's
Anyway.
large, whatever it was. Anyway, so
Okay.
we got that coming up. We're coming fresh off Shark Week.
Oh yeah, that's like a national holiday for me.
Yeah, we watched some shark stuff. We watched an interesting movie about people stranded in a life raft with sharks around. That was needed some riff tracks.
It did, but
Riffing
like
over it,
actually,
but-
I mean, it was a pretty good story. I mean,
wasn't
to
a bad movie, but
be a real story though. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty tremendous.
allegedly.
Well, I mean, it was based on a true story.
Well, it was based on a true story, but I mean, who knows if the details are.
Oh, I'm
you know.
sure it's TV dramatized, you know, like everything. But
Yeah,
I still
the guy,
liked it.
The guy who investigated Biggie and Tupac was the boat captain. he's about the only one I recognized in the bunch.
Josh Dermal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so. But that's the only show I remember him from is the Biggie and Tupac
He's been in a lot of stuff.
miniseries on USA.
Yeah, he does a lot of, I don't know, like, I guess C- movies and things like that.
Yeah. So anyway, if you get a chance to watch that, check it out. It was interesting. As Shark Week shows go. So.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's it. Thank you all for listening, and we will be back soon. I don't know how soon, but soon enough, with another episode of the Jackson Reaction Podcast. And since she's sobering up, I'll let Rosey officially close this out.
Birthday weekend, bitches. Woo, woo.
The Amish. I bet you they're having sex right now. Because they have to get up in 3 hours. They must get into it in wild. I mean, what else did they have? Nothing. I'd love to hear them make love, wouldn't you? Oh, Jebediah. Give it to me, you Abe Lincoln-looking motherfucker. Oh, molasses. Give it to me buggy style. Oh, yee, nay. Oh, Jimmy Crackhood, and I don't care. I love making fun of the Amish. You know why? Because they're never going to find out. That's why. They're out of the loop. That joke's so old it could vote. I know you're thinking, oh, Dave, Amish, woo, who's next on your hit list? The Eskimos? Okay, here we go. The Eskimos, or as I call them, the snow Mexicans. Let me tell you something. These nose rubbers have had their way too long. This went from comedy show to clan meeting real quick, didn't it? I was actually up in Alaska, and there was a clan meeting going on, and I'll tell you, that is the most bitter clan in the country. You know why? Because there's only one black fella in the whole state. You go to a clan meeting, it's like, we gotta get Eric. Now, that woke some people up, huh? Do you know what really wakes me up? A tongue in the ass. Right out of bed. There's no snooze alarm on that. You are up. You're up, you're in a karate stance, you're shaking. The day has begun. I don't wear pajamas, everyone. I'm not trying to scare you, but I don't. Because I don't look good in pajamas. Look at me, a bald fat man in pajamas. That doesn't look very restful. That looks like escaped mental patient on the loose. Tackle him quick before he gets to the dam. Women like their men in pajamas. You know why, fellas? Because you can never win a fight when you're wearing pajamas. Because you'll be yelling and screaming and then your dick pops out of that little hole. And he always just pops out a little bit, like he knows there's trouble in the room. Why are mommy and daddy fighting? Is it about other mommy who loves anal sex? Why? What? Keep talking about anal sex? You got it. Here we go. Anal sex, or as I call it, the forbidden hello. There are no winners. That's why you have to make it look like an accident. Enough said. Move on, you're right. Anybody keep a diary here? Journal? Captain's log? Here's something you'll never ever see written in any diary. When he rode up on his unicycle, I knew I had to have his cock in my mouth.